Good morning, y'all. It's Timothy. Let's see. It's 11:42 a.m. on a random Thursday morning, and I'm at some random hike trail, taking a breather because I gave myself caffeine this morning, and I forgot my body cannot remotely handle caffeine in the slightest. I forget that every single time I'm at work. Whenever I have caffeine, my mind instantly gets anxious, and then my heart races, and then I go into an anxiety spiral, and the next thing you know, you're at your very easy job, which usually should be very peaceful, having a panic attack over where your life's going, or about much longer on the shift you've got, and if you should kill yourself, and a whole bunch of very, very dark, dark topics. But knowing me and my ability to forget things, I will inevitably still take the pre-workout or still drink the caffeinated water. Or still decide on a random morning like this one that I should make myself chai tea with hot chocolate, and then upon realizing that the chai tea drink that I got probably wouldn't give me enough caffeine to stay awake until my boyfriend wakes up, then I decided I'll add a packet of black tea to this. It should not be bad. And it was very bad. And now I have intense anxiety and diarrhea because, fun fact, black tea has, if you let it steep for too long, you can get I believe a much higher dose of caffeine than you usually would, as well as the tannins. It's like one of the chemicals inside of black tea that gives it the kick it gets, will get so strong to the point where if you drink and consume it after it's been steeping for more than 5 minutes, you will basically want to shit yourself. And you can imagine how well that went, considering I steeped it for maybe upwards of somewhere between 10 to 40 minutes. So this entire morning has just been nothing but miniature panic attacks. And it's finally gotten big enough where I had to leave my boyfriend's house so that I could take a breather and feel some sun on my skin and smell some nice fresh grass and the beautiful blue sky and remind myself, it's me, you're just having a caffeine-induced panic attack. You do not actually want to kill yourself. It's just a slow morning, you can't think of things to do, and you really want to hang out with your boyfriend. We have entirely different sleep schedules. The time he went to bed, which was about 6 a.m., was the time where I woke up. So I didn't wake him up before I left the house because I knew, hey, it's gonna be like 3 p.m. by the time he gets up. So I was trying to keep myself busy, but the caffeine just kind of worsened my mental state to the point where I'm having trouble breathing normally, and my heart feels like a fucking hummingbird right now. It's slowing down, thank fucking God. But yeah, I don't like it when I get anxious. When I get anxious, let's see, I get more irritable and agitated. My homicidal and suicidal thoughts are more prominent, and I get a lot more brutally honest with people and just straight up insulting to their face. Not many people know this about me because I try to remain in a state of peaceful thoughts at almost all times. You know me, I've talked plenty of times about people, I talk shit. But I'm usually very rarely ever actually mad at someone. There's very limited people who have actually seen me mad on the face of this world. Most people think Tamia's serene as fuck. Tamia is chill. Tamia could have someone like screaming in her face and still be stoic, not shed a single tear, not freak out. And she could handle that for upwards of 3 hours and still be just cool as a cucumber, whether it's like an intruder on a property that she's supposed to be protecting, getting in her face, she will still be calm. Whether it's someone's mother going apeshit on me, I will still be calm. Whether I get condescended to by 6 different people in a day, whether someone coughs on the back of my fucking neck without apologizing, I'm known to still be very calm. In fact, my biological mother, well, she's my only mother. I just call her biological so that you know, only in the biological sense is she my mother. I don't really consider her one outside of that. She goes to me, why are you so calm all the time? And of course, she always commended me for my patience and my ability to stay calm, cool, and collected. But little does she know, I learned how to be patient from her. And not in the sense of, hey, she is some calm, cool as a cucumber human being. No, she is a psycho host beast. She is batshit insane. She's the type of bitch where you could just simply ask her a question after someone else pissed you off, and then she's gonna find a reason to be angry at you. She can get pissed off at one person and then find a reason to get pissed off at 6 other people in one fucking day. And then next thing you know, it's doors slamming, people getting hit, people getting yelled at in the face. She is a very, very intense hothead. And I remember thinking, I never want to be that type of fucking parent. I never want to be that type of person. Plus, there's a lot of other factors. Aside from looking at my mother, who would scream her head off at any little fucking thing and be a snarky bitch about anything, and simply going, okay, I'm going to do the opposite of what she's doing. It was also because of her abuse. Like, she basically was one of those parents that was like, hey, I don't care if I'm screaming in your face, hitting you with a belt or whatever, you better stop fucking crying. She was one of those parents. So ironically, once I actually just stopped emotionally reacting to anything she did, like once I taught myself, no, you can hold back the tears. It'll sting behind your eyeballs, but you can hold in the tears. You can make your voice not quiver. You can slow down your heart rate and hold your breath and just stare at her. Not even with any sort of hate or remorse or sadness, just looking at her like she's a typical human being. Like she's an equal. That honestly pissed her off more because she has a thing for power. So if you are looking at someone who wants to make you feel little, or make you feel like shit, or make you feel like you're the scum of the earth for just anything at all, you could ask her to help you plunge a toilet and she will make you feel like you're fucking Hitler. Like a fucking Nazi. Like, if you manage to find someone who treats you like shit, and you manage to just, like, treat them like an equal, instead of cowering in their boots, ironically, once you become the same thing they always wanted you to be, once you stop reacting, they will get more pissed off than they ever fucking will. This is a tactic called grey rocking. It's very important to know if you're ever dealing with narcissists. I've dealt with narcissistic people my whole life. Like, for example, I dealt with my special ed teacher, the type of woman who tried to multiple times say that the moments I was sexually assaulted were actually just all in my head. Not at all sexual assault, and just normal rite of passages that girls should go through. And it's like, no, if a guy, when I'm like 14, decides to grab me by my wrist and repeatedly slam my head against a wall just so that he can stick his tongue anywhere he wants on my body, that's not a normal girl experience, and if that is, then either you have been sexually assaulted, or you just really want to enable patriarchy and the horrific treatment of women and protect some boy who does not deserve protection. The girls need protection more than anything. I remember just every fucking body. I remember toxic ass exes who made me feel like shit for wanting the bare minimum of, hey, please don't use me for sex, please do not molest me, please communicate with me like an equal, and then just, like, if you don't want me, then simply date someone else. I've dealt with people like that. I've dealt with my mother screaming in my face endlessly for hours and hours on end, simply for just using, like, 1/8 of one stick of butter when she has 13 sticks of butter in the fridge. I've dealt with so much absurd bullshit from so many idiotic people, like the type of people who would read Lolita, the type of idiots who would read the book Lolita, a story about a 12-year-old getting molested and raped repeatedly, and go, oh my god, a romantic love story. That's actually an exact quote that my fucking special ed teacher said to me back in the day. I've dealt with so many people who are pathetic that at some point you just kind of just stop feeling towards them. Sometimes I get scared of myself. It's dangerous to stop caring about people. So if you're ever at a point where you're like, oh, I am dangerously close to just not caring about a single fucking human life, which I have multiple times, I suggest you really look hard for the types of people who can reciprocate the love you want. They're there for you. It'll take a while to find them, but once you do, you'll be happy as hell. And that happened. I met my boyfriend, and he's fucking amazing. 1 year in, I'm very happy with the relationship. I have wonderful friends who support me in my screenwriting skills and my stories, and I feel happy to be alive for the first time in a very long time. My apartment's coming together. My roommates have finally figured out how to solve all the issues we've had. My house is a piece of shit, but we're starting to turn a shithole into a shit home. We got a new rug, we got nice string lights, we found nice decor. We're just doing our part to really make sure the house is just wonderful for all of us. So there really is a lot of good blessings going on in life. So I do know that I am genuinely happy with it. Anyway, I know I got off track, but I'd say, in a nutshell, when you're very used to dealing with some very, very toxic people, you just kind of learn, okay, I don't care about them anymore. And you just stop. My mom used to be the type of person that would always call me a crybaby or sensitive for, not laughing at jokes of her whooping my ass. And they wouldn't even be jokes about it. It would just be her recounting stories of her just blatantly abusing the shit out of me, stripping me naked, then beating the shit out of me. And then that would be the punchline. Then it's like I wouldn't laugh. And then she'd basically say, oh, this 8-year-old has no sense of humor. And then accuse me of being overly sensitive. So when you deal with the type of people who are like that, you just kind of are like, you're not worth any time and attention. To this day, my family doesn't know a lot about me. If you were to ask them any of this shit, probably before they watch this video, they would be basically like, oh yeah, Tamia has never ever ever dealt with any of this shit. But knowing my family, they'll probably make up some stories now that I will be posting this video. Which is, like, I guess there's a lot of ways I could go on this topic other than just, My family will probably be spinning a narrative that I am some psychopath who attacked my mother unprovoked. Ironically, that's not what happened. I'm a very honest person. People on this page know. People on my page know that. I'm the type of person who will tell anybody any fucking thing at all. Without any sort of hesitation, because why would I? Secrecy is fucking pointless. You could be selective about certain details, but for the most part, if you don't feel shame about your life experiences, then why would you hesitate to tell them? So if I really did beat my mom's ass, then you would see me on here like, let's go, I beat the fuck out of my mom. Whore deserved it. We up. But no, I'm not. Why? Because I didn't. Not at all. She attacked me first. I defended myself. Because simply put, when a lady's sitting on your face trying to claw your eyes out, vagina to the face, fingernails to the eye, trying to pummel the shit out of you, and you are her underfed fucking daughter, just trying to survive in that shitty ass household. Of fucking course, you're going to do what you can to get her off of me. Anyway. Sorry, I got a little off topic. Well, I shouldn't apologize if I'm talking about things that make me feel good and I don't want to talk too much about people I don't care about, then that's a blessing. Sometimes it feels surreal having the life I do now. Sometimes I wonder if I did just, like, pass away and I'm just in some sort of really long coma dream where I'm just imagining a life that really worked out, like, 100% the exact way I expected it to. But, nope. Let's see, let me touch this wood. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to feel that if I were dreaming, and that fucking hurt, actually. This thing needs a little bit of sanding. So yeah, I'm in a beautiful reality where I'm far away from those who have hurt me. It's exactly what I wanted my whole life. Where I can feel emotions as strongly and as deeply as I want, and say what I want and be as honest as I want. Of course, there are some limitations. Like, I can't say certain thoughts about who I'm dating or anyone they're related to. No offense to them. They're not bad people. We just have different communication styles is all, but they're nice. Which is also why I left the house, because if I'm caffeinated and agitated, and when I get caffeinated, I get agitated, paranoid, very quick to be aggressive, and just very annoyed. I already said annoyed so many fucking times. Then what would have happened is I probably would have said some things that I would have semi-regretted to some people in that household. Unprovoked. Or semi-provoked. So, it's polleny out here, goddamn. But yeah. But they're not bad people. I guess another thing you have to do when you're around people who you can't fully be yourself around is you just, if not secretive, then just realize when you need to distance yourself. Oh, do I have paper towels? I have a mask. 1 second. Anyway, sorry. If you just feel like you're around people who you can't be yourself around, well, I guess, and you just, like, have to be around them, I guess the best thing you can possibly do is just, like, limit your contact with them. Like, that's another thing you have to do when you're around narcissists. You have to grey walk them. You can't show any emotion, no reaction to anything they do to try to provoke you. You basically treat them just like just some stranger going crazy at you. You know, you gotta do that to anybody. Like if a tweaker's going crazy at you in the street, if you show fear, they're gonna go even more ham. But if you don't show fear and you just walk past, then they'll probably give up eventually. And that's how you have to treat people. Make sure you distance yourself when you need for space and time apart. Make sure you remind yourself that you're loved and cared for, and that there are more compatible people on this planet with you, and that this is just some dude. I've dealt with that plenty of times. Like I used to have this friend. What's their name again? Jacob? Yeah, my old friend Jacob. We're no longer in contact for a lot of reasons. But they had this douchebag friend named Vince, and in a nutshell, Vince was a fucking cunt. Like, they were like the most mansplaining, condescending cunt ever. I cannot stand condescension. I cannot stand mansplaining. I cannot stand the type of people who can hear you say anything and then go, well, actually, no, so, and then repeat everything you said, damn near word for word, just slightly restructured. And then when you say, yeah, that's exactly what I said, then they'll be like, well, no, actually, and then they just repeat you again. And then when you prove enough times, like, yeah, you can stop repeating what I've said, then they'll just try to pretend. Like, you know, those, it's exhausting to even explain those types of people, but they exist. I don't like condescending people who go out of their way to, like, misunderstand you or go out of their way to make it seem like you're the dumbass in this situation. I hate mansplaining too. It makes me want to just fucking sink my teeth into someone's throat and rip the fuck out. It makes me want to eat their Adam's apple like it's a fucking snack. It makes me want to go feral, go apeshit. It makes me want to lose my fucking mind. So that's why I try to distance myself from some people. I forgot how I handled Vince. Oh yeah, eventually I just tried to ignore them. Like if we were ever in a trio, like eating dinner, I'd try to just ignore any single thing they said back to me. And people seem to hate that shit. And it's weird. It's like, yeah, if you don't like me, simply don't talk to me. You don't have to be like, why are you wasting so much energy, basically? Like, you know, even with my older brother, me and him are not exactly on great terms, is what I'll say. I'll put it like this. In the past, if someone would have said, hey, Tamia, you have 3 wishes. What's your first wish? I'll just say a lot of people on this planet would be gone and he would probably be one of them. But since he helped me out in a time of need, and also a few other memories came back, it's like, okay, maybe he's redeemable. He's not the worst person in the world. But, you know, so it's one of those things where it's like, I can't imagine ever seeing this person again. Unless it's been like 20 years or something. 10 years, 20 years. A lot of time has passed and a lot of healing has been made, a lot of changes in personalities for both people. And then I will probably consider reconnecting. It's one of those things. So it's one of those things where it's like we left the part of hatred and we just have reached the point of, is it apathy? Disinterest? Like, you know, like if anyone is like, how do you feel about your older brother? It's like, oh, well, he sent me money when I was struggling. And I managed to pay my bills that month. And I didn't have to worry. I wasn't on my ass. So I was safe. And he still sends me happy birthday messages when he can. So I know deep down he's a good guy. He's just a stupid piece of shit at times. He hurt me a lot in the past. He hurt me a lot. Doing really stupid shit. But it's okay. Well, no, it's not. It's just, it's okay, because we will not be in contact for a long time. Until I forgive them. Because I'll just put it this way, my family doesn't believe in apologies. I think I gotta pee. 1 second. But yeah, anyway, the key to survival is if you're dealing with condescending people who just want to make you feel like shit, the best thing you can do is distance yourself. If they try to engage with you like it's a mandatory situation, just do not emotionally react, because that's what they want to get a rise out of you. Some of them might worsen if they can't, but then it'll just make them look even worse to other people and prove, hey, I'm not the fucking problem. Because if we're both in a conversation and you're taking digs at me and getting aggressive, and I'm the one who's calm, cool, and collected, it just shows that you're actually the villain of the situation trying to make me look bad, and you're mad that it's not working. Since some people will try to do that just because they can. I've been in that situation too many times. Just don't engage. And if they try to take dicks at you, ignore them. Just pretend they don't exist. It'll do you better. Oh, related to my older brother, that's something I did with him too, because in the past, I remember, despite all the shit they did to me, I still tried to be nice to them. And so whenever they would come home, I'd be like, oh, hey, how you doing? Good morning. And then they just basically turn their head, look me up and down, and then walk into the house without saying a single word to me. Not a smile, not a wave, not anything. And then I'm like, okay, why am I so Animal Crossing, like, waving, smiling, trying to be all sweet to someone who doesn't give a shit? I'm wasting this energy for nothing. And then I just decided, okay, I'm going to stop. I'm not giving any more energy to this situation. They don't deserve it. And if they want to say hi to me, they can just simply be the one to wave first or greet me first. And then this nigga, this bitch ass nigga, or bitch ass nigga in past tense, he used to be one. Now he's okay, but he used to be one. Eventually he started noticing, okay, I walk home and Tamia no longer greets me. What the fuck is up with that? And then he'd just look at me, stare me down. I'd stare him down, or just ignore him. And then he'd just be like, and get an attitude and walk in the house quietly anyway. To the point where this bitch ass nigga, grown ass man, I forget how much older than he is than me. I think 5 to 6 years old. So if I was like 17 or 18, mid-20s ass, grown ass man, decided I'm going to run to mommy and tell her, oh, hey, Tamia is being mean to me. And then my own fucking mother in her 40s had to go ahead and be peacekeeper when she's never been fucking peacekeeper in her goddamn fucking life. She is the biggest instigator ever. She basically was like, oh, so your brother told me that you aren't saying hi to him when he enters and that you're just kind of being cold to him. And I said, oh, I just simply said very calmly, oh yeah, simple as that. I noticed that when he came in and I'd say hi or wave, he would not say a single thing. So it didn't seem like he wanted that. So I just simply didn't do it anymore because I figured, hey, if he wanted to, he'll do it back and show me that it means something to him. And then she was like, oh, okay. And, she understood. And, someone could brush that off as petty, but it's like, no, it's common sense. If you keep trying to give out your energy and fill up ungrateful people's cup when you are yourself running on empty, what's going to happen is no one's going to be fucking happy. You're going to tire yourself out for nothing. You're going to hate yourself. You're going to think something's wrong with you. And instead of me constantly being around people who make it feel like something's wrong with me, for being the one who shows gratitude, the one who's friendly, the one who waves and smiles or says thank you, I just think, instead of getting in my head over bitch ass niggas who make me feel weird for just having childlike joy and happiness, I just think, okay, something's up with this nigga, but that's not my problem. They can work that out in therapy. Maybe if I'm nice, maybe on a day where I'm feeling up for it, I will ask a nigga what the fuck has made them in the sense of the way where they can't smile and wave at a stranger if they wave at them, or that they can't say hi back, or that they can't be pleasant, or why they do the things they do. But frankly, that's a lot of energy to expel, and frankly, some of these niggas will respond with condescension anyway when it's a genuine question. So frankly, but sometimes all you can do is say something's wrong with this fucking person, and it's no longer gonna be my problem, and that's all you can do. And trust me, I've tried this tactic multiple times, even with people currently in my fucking life recently. And then those little assholes, like the little bitch ass niggas they are, they go, oh wow, why isn't Timmy responding to me? Why is she talking to me? Does she not like me? Of course, fucking course I don't. Because I tried to like you before and you treated me like shit for trying. Why would I try again? At that point, it's like, okay, you can talk to anyone else in the room but me. And if you try to engage with me in a polite manner, I will respond happily and cheerily, and we have a great conversation. Anything else, I'm pretending you don't exist. It's not petty at all. It's basic boundaries, standards, and just wanting respect for yourself. I'm very pro demanding respect. Sometimes I slip up, but for the most part, I think more people need to. That's why with all my friend groups, because of what I experienced in my life, with abuse from so many fucking people who just saw me as an easy target, or just like something they didn't want to deal with, but that they wanted to like fuck around with, basically. Treat like shit, but still expect things from and feel entitled to the energy, or like just whatever from. That's why I'm so quick to tell people, oh hey, you have an abusive, toxic parent who feels like they are entitled to any sort of reaction from you, negative or positive. Like they want praise whenever they fuck up your life, and they want to be able to see you cry and know that they have a certain grip of your life. I'm very quick to tell people, hey, you have an abusive, toxic Thought I heard something. You have an abusive parent dynamic. You have an abusive relationship. This person is controlling you for a reason. They treat you like this because they like it. And if you don't like it, you need to leave or tell them. But frankly, if they don't respect you telling it, leave. Anyway, I hope everyone gets happy. I hope everyone learns what they need to learn in life. I hope people learn how to fucking apologize. I hope people learn that, hey, sometimes you can apologize for shit. And it doesn't mean that it has to be the most embarrassing thing in the world. Sometimes it could just be like, oh shit, my bad. I didn't mean to fuck you up. That was not my intent. Or, oh, okay, I apologize for my reaction. I have trauma from my past, yada, yada, yada. I wish more people healed themselves, because my fucking mother was always that way. And, oh, god damn it, I gotta pee. Alright, we gonna walk and talk. Which way did I come from again? We'll figure it out. Anyway, I feel good now. I'm gonna go piss out this caffeine. But in a nutshell, I wish more people just healed themselves, because I think it's pathetic. There will be people all the way in their 60s or 70s or 80s, just old as fuck, still acting like a fucking the hurt 14-year-old that they were whenever whatever happened to them. I don't know, people gotta just experience ego death and realize, hey, none of us are important. None of this shit matters. We're not all like, we don't have to be hypersensitive human beings who have to be treated like gods all the time. Definitely not. Sometimes it could be like, hey, I'm treating you like a person. You aren't immediately given respect. Just like, well, you also have the right to mistreat others. You have to treat others the same way. I wish more people just learned how to treat other people, you know? Like, I wish other people learned how to apologize. Or to communicate. To show love. To express affection. To look back on their trauma and their most embarrassing moments and their cringe and how they fucked up or how they might fuck up in the future, and just kind of just looked at the root of their problems and found a way to deal with them without hurting others. Like I said in a previous video, my mother was dealt a very bad hand in her life. She was about the same age as me right now when she gave birth to me. A lot of bad decisions were made on her part, but I don't blame her, because I actively make bad decisions in my life. So who the fuck would I be to judge? If I were in her situation too, like if someone gave me a baby, and on the list 3 right now, I'd probably accidentally fuck up those kids' lives. And in her time period, and with her income and whatnot, it isn't exactly like she grew up in a time period where it was normal to say things like, ooh, heal your inner child, or that therapy was not as easy to afford or obtain. Like, you know, she couldn't focus on healing her past. She had to focus on caring for her kids in the way she knew how, despite not being healed from all the trauma her mom gave her. But all that did was, sure, she raised a bunch of beautiful, semi-healthy, all different types of mentally fucked up kids. Sorry, I didn't need to add that last part. But we are. She gave us all therapy, which was sweet of her, when she was the one who needed it the most. But I don't blame her. It takes a lot to admit sometimes you are the problem. Or to look. But, you know, I will say she didn't deserve what she got. She didn't deserve that shit. She deserved to be like me. She deserved to go, I'm getting the fuck away from my toxic ass parents. She deserved to go, I'm gonna go and have reckless sex with whoever the fuck I want, and party and vibe, and then I'll have the family of my dreams, the life that I want, and yada yada yada, when she's goddamn good and ready. And that's what I have the luxury of doing. But she sacrificed her life to give to her kids. Well, sadly, ironically, we all just kind of got fucked up in the end anyway, because she couldn't heal. I don't know, let's just say I have very complex feelings about my mother, and so do my other siblings. For the most part, we all sympathize with her past, despite her claiming it doesn't affect her as much as it does. It absolutely fucking does. She's just in denial. But I'll put it like this. My mother was a very sweet lady whenever she is not reacting from a space of trauma, where she can't apologize for her actions. Oh, I gotta piss so bad. I'll put it like this. Whenever she's reacting from a place of like genuine like self-reflection, like, oh shit, I have anger issues. Ah damn, I didn't treat me as well as I should have in the past. Oh yeah, I did do toxic shit with my other kids. And much, much more. And that's when she was always like the best sort of parent. She was just working with what she had, basically. And that's what we are all doing. And that's why I sympathize with people so heavily. Everyone's just trying their best to live their life. Everyone's just trying their best to deal with their trauma the way they know how and try not to fuck up other people. Some people are trying to fuck up other people. I don't like narcissists for that reason. I don't know. I wish the world was a better place. But frankly, the way I see it, as long as someone is down to like learn more about themselves and work on what happened to them and process things in a way where eventually they can cope with other people from a space of love and as limited amounts of hatred or fear as possible, I think the world's gonna be a better place. Okay, I gotta piss. Bye. Peace out.